So I've tried Gemini CLI for some time and honestly it's not bad at all. Hey guys, Alex here, and today I'm gonna explain you what Gemini CLI is, how to install it, show you how to use it, some cool features, and how to set up MCP servers, so you don't have to watch any other Gemini CLI video. Alright, so what's Gemini CLI? Gemini CLI is a terminal tool that lets you talk with Gemini right from your terminal. It's like Claude Code but with two major differences. First, it's free to use, while Anthropic charges you $20 for usage. And second, it's open source, which means that you can basically download it and modify as you want. By the way, free means that you get 60 requests per minute and up to 1000 daily requests, which in combination with context window of 1 million tokens makes it way more than enough for personal usage. Out of the box, Gemini supports web search, file processing, and MCP servers we'll get into later. So why would you still use Claude Code for $20 a month? Well, there is a point, because I feel like Claude is a bit smarter than Gemini CLI, at least at the moment. But again, Gemini CLI is completely free to use, so make your own choice after this video. Now about installation. It's pretty straightforward. First, go install Node.js from nodejs.org. Then open terminal and install Gemini CLI using this command. After Gemini CLI is installed, you can use it with Gemini command. It will look something like this. You'll have to select your theme and auth method. If you want to get free usage, you have to select login with Google. Then, after redirecting you to Google page, just select your account you want to use and sign in. If you're like me, you may encounter this error, which requires you to set up a Google Cloud Project environmental variable. To do this, you have to go to that link and copy that command, then open new terminal window, paste this command. When you open Google Cloud Console, just choose the account you want and go and create new project with new project button. When you have created project like mine HCAT, you go to APIs and services, then enable APIs and services, and you have to look for Gemini for Google Cloud. Pick this one, then just enable it, then go back to your dashboard and copy your project ID and paste it here. Now you can open Gemini and it should work. Another way of exporting your project ID is to go to that directory you want to launch Gemini CLI from, and then create .env file with this command. And to check if everything worked correctly, we can type cat env, and we have this Google Cloud project specified, so now we can launch Gemini. As you can see, we authenticated successfully, so everything works fine. And now what about usage of Gemini? Let's try it with prompt what weather is like in Bratislava right now. It used Google search tool, which confirms that it has web search capabilities built in. So the response is the weather in Bratislava is currently light rain, which is absolutely correct. And as you can see, we've used only 1% of context, so context window is really huge. So we've tried web search capabilities. Now what about other features of Gemini? Now as you can see, I've changed working directory to projects YouTube Gemini CLI. Here I have few files: index.html, script.js, and style CSS. You can add those files to Gemini's context using a sign, similar to cursor. Now let's ask it to print content of file index.html. It looks through our file and printed that inside our index.html, you can see dashboard with sidebar, task columns, and a calendar. Another feature of Gemini is that it allows you to use shell commands right from this interactive terminal. To do this, you just type exclamation mark and it will show you that it changed mode to shell mode. So now we can print all of those commands like ls or, for example, pwd and so on. To go back, you just have to type this exclamation mark again or escape. Next is Gemini comments. Type / and you'll see this huge list of comments. I'll show you only most important ones, and let's start with editor, which will set external editor preference. Cursor as my editor, so I'll use this. And now whenever you want to make some changes to file and ask Gemini to show it, it will open this external editor and show you changes. Let's say change index.html file, so it has a big bold heading and some funny code under this heading. Okay, and now after we're done editing your file, it will output something like this. Here you can either allow changes, always allow changes, or look on those changes with external editor, type enter to do this, and it should open now cursor, which I've selected as my external editor. Well, it took quite a while, but eventually it opened our external editor, which is cursor for me, and I did those changes with heading and quote beneath. When you've checked all changes, just close your external editor and then select yes, allow once, or whatever you want to select, and it will finish editing. So now we have this heading with quote beneath. Another useful command is chat, which allows you to either list saved chats, save chat you currently have, so you don't have to retype any prompts you've entered, and resume chat. So let's for example save this chat with chat save and then some tag. Let it be index.html. We can type chat list and see that we have this index.html. So now we can, for example, use clear command to clear our chat, and then we can resume index.html, and it will load everything we've talked about with Gemini so far, and you can continue from place you've left it. Next, super useful command is memory, which allows you to add something similar to cursor rules. Let's say we want to add some context, for example that my name is Alexander, I'm student in Bratislava, Slovakia, I'm 17 years old, and let it be like this. It created Gemini Markdown file, which is located at root directory in .gemini folder, and it looks like this. My name is Alexander, I'm student, just as I've written. Now let's check if it really remembers anything. So write data about me from your memory. It read this gemini.markdown file and said that my name is Alexander, I'm 17 years old, and I'm student in Bratislava, Slovakia, which is absolutely correct. And last command I want to show you is MCP, which will list your configured MCP servers. But for now you probably don't have any, so let me show you how to add some. There are a few options. You can install MCP servers either locally or globally. Let's start with globally. You have to go to your root folder, then go and find .gemini folder, and inside you'll see settings.json file. After opening it, you'll see something like this, and to add some MCP server, just add new record here, MCP servers, and inside you have to specify MCP servers you want to add. Another option is doing it locally, so I changed directory to this directory, as if you don't remember, I have those index.html and other files right here. And to add local MCP servers, you have to make dir .gemini, then change directory to this folder and create the same settings.json file, just like with global installation. Open this newly created settings.json file, then here just open curly braces, type MCP servers, and again curly braces. Now let me quickly set up some simple MCP server like context 7, and now let's try to open Gemini. Now you should see one MCP server configured here like this. Let's type Ctrl T, and we see that context 7 MCP is ready with two tools, resolve library ID and get library docs. And let's ask it to find Next.js documentation using MCP, using context 7 MCP, not with Google search. It uses resolve library ID, and let's allow it for now. And here it outputs that it found potential matches for Next.js. Most relevant is this one because it's a FIIT, blah blah blah, and so on. So our MCP tools is working, and this is it. So yeah, this is Gemini CLI. It's free, it's pretty capable, and MCP makes it really extensible. So if you don't want to pay any money for tools like this, it's worth checking out. And if you found this video valuable, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe for even more helpful content. And check this MCP video I've mentioned earlier.